How much of this recent success do you attribute to getting off social media? Is that happening because of, or alongside of, or is it a coincidence, or is it cause and effect?
If I'm being completely honest, I think that from my career, from my body, from my relationship with Jasmine, my relationship with my family, my relationship with my daughters, I don't think any of that is in the place it's in today if I'm still on social media. I think that just from being someone who's been off it for 6 months now,
you're cold turkey off.
I don't Well, I have a guy who runs it, so I understand. Like, it's fortunate to do that. I know not everyone can do that, but I can do that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to pay a guy to do it. But what I did was I said I'm not going to pay him to do it and then still have access to it. I basically pressed the fucking destroy button. I said,
you don't have change the password. Don't tell me.
I don't have it. I have zero. So what I have a family Instagram account that's private that's got 30 followers. All my friends and family. All I'm seeing is my children, their children. Like, it's what.
So you still get the you're on because sometimes I think about what would I literally do if I didn't have the app on my phone.
What I do with that is, and I've been good with it, is I check it once a day, either in the morning or the night. You get to check it once, and what I do is just whatever. I'll give myself maybe like 90 seconds. I check my account, but I'm as if I'm a fan. I have no access to it, just to make sure that whatever I told him was posted was spelled right. The links are working, whatever.
You're not just sitting there reading comments
for a business. Not once. Not once. No DMs.
That's the name of the game.
There's no way to get in touch with me unless you're my friend or family or you have my number.
Smart way to go.
So I've cut off. I think I would carry around that energy of something some stranger said online, whether it be positive or negative. It would affect my personality in a negative or positive way. And now I only take criticism, or I only take anything, whether it's positive or negative, from someone who I'm actually in their physical presence. I believe like social media is like another realm that I don't have anything to do with anymore. So it doesn't affect me, because a lot of people say, the one thing I've learned, the one thing I felt is I hear a lot of people saying, man, I wish you would go back in time, or like even with this my Super Maximum Retro show, a lot of the people will be like, man, life was so much better back then. The 90s, it was so much better. And I live in the 90s because I'm not on social media. When you're off social media, you're like, oh, it's the same as it was 20 years ago. It doesn't matter. There's no real problems. It doesn't. There's no race fucking issue. There's no violence. It's just
political bullshit.
Everything's just no political bullshit. Yeah, there are problems, and if it happens to you in your physical space, then you deal with it.
Right, but it's not
a lot of the shit you're seeing
and
feeling has nothing to do with you.
Totally.
But you're making your identity, and I learned that, and I feel like that's because a lot of times I would not only compare myself to others, but I would compare myself to me. I would compare me to me, and both those things would depress me, because you would forget that either you're seeing someone who you believe is better than you, or you're seeing yourself 6 months ago that you think is a better version of yourself, because you forget that you have the perfectly crafted picture or video or statement, whatever you did.
I'm talking to anybody who doesn't like to go shopping, doesn't like to cook, and doesn't want to do dishes. What do? You can either order food, that costs a lot of money, or you can eat frozen meals, but those always suck. And then along comes Factor with microwave meals, and I don't know how they do it, but they are delicious. Whether you're talking about filet mignon or Baja chicken or buffalo chicken dip, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, all you do is pop it in the microwave. Somehow you can microwave salmon and it still tastes delicious. I don't know how it works, but it does, and it has solved all of my problems. So go to Factor Meals, click the link below, and start getting your meals delivered today.
And now I literally just compare myself to yesterday, and that thing of like just trying to get better day by day. That's what I do. And dude, I think I weigh 210 pounds. I've been weighed that since fucking I was 20 years old.
Right.
So it's just, and
but
feel good.
So like, you're taking a car somewhere. You're stuck in traffic.
Right.
You got your phone. What do you do?
So
sit there?
What I found myself doing more in the car, because I think there is and I don't think even 6 months is not long enough, because I would always be like, those dopamine hits like on social media. What are people saying? What I do now is I realize like I'll be driving for 10, 15 minutes, get bored, and instead of checking the phone, I call somebody.
Just talking.
That's my God.
I have to get better at just having alone, at just being comfortable being alone. I'm not there yet, but I think it's better than Instagram.
Crazy. Sitting around listening to your own thoughts is crazy. Nobody could do that.
Yeah. I mean, getting off Twitter, I think, has had the most positive impact, because once in a while, my social media guy will just show me, he'll be like, dude, like, it's just like crazy, like the experiments, like I'll have the same post, one on TikTok, one on Instagram, one on Twitter, and you'll see all the negative on Twitter, mostly positive, mostly positive actually on Instagram, and then TikTok is usually a little bit in between. A lot of it is bots, but it's weird how. And then Facebook is almost all positive.
Really?
Yeah, Facebook is like exclusively positive.
No shit.
And so
I get
you're
back
like
on that shit.
and so you're like, wow, like this is like there's people that go around and they make like this their identity. They're not even living in reality. Like it's a different. Like I truly believe. I'm sure you guys have said this before on the show. I truly believe the way we look at cigarettes 50 years ago is the way we'll look at social media.
Dude, like literally exact that comparison I use.
And my daughter, she's 7 now. She doesn't. Social media is not cool to kids anymore. They see what it's doing to what it did to their parents or older siblings. And
my kids are always like, put the phone down. You know,
I was saying that it's
actually very depressing when your kid says that to you.
I know.
It cuts to your core.
Yeah.
Because like and you just think about like your relationship with your parents. Anything your parents did was uncool. So kids are growing up and seeing you were like, you're like, that's a fucking like, you guys use social media, you guys are on your phones all the time. Yeah. That's fucking lame. It's like how I saw my dad reading the newspaper. Right. I'm like, dude, that's fucking lame, dude. All you do is you read 7 newspapers a day.
And Louis C.K. came on my Chrissy Chaos podcast and gave me great advice. It's a specific comedy, but I think it can apply to real life. He was like, you don't want to be king of the algorithm. That's the last thing you want in your life. He said, because what are you doing? If you're putting out a version of yourself that's feeding this algorithm that is just this fucking math equation in the sky that's not real, that's not a human being, what you're going to do is, maybe it'll go viral, maybe that'll sell you more tickets, maybe that'll get you more accolades, but it will be that version of yourself that you made the algorithm like, not that you may not like that version of yourself, but the algorithm likes, so that's what you put out. So then when the people come and see you at your show, they're going to want to see that algorithm version of you. And if you give them the real you, and they may be like, oh, this guy sucks.
Bro,